Hi guys, I am mentor Abdul Rahman Qureshi. Today we will discuss the topic cognitive domain in the light of theories. First of all, we see what are the objectives of today's presentation. After completion the presentation, you would be able to or students would be able to describe the cognitive domain, and number 2, state about the levels of cognitive domain. That means there are two objectives of today's presentation. Number 1 is describe the cognitive domain, and number 2, state about the levels of cognitive domain. So it's very necessary to know that what is cognitive domain. Do you know cognitive domain? Cognitive domain includes content knowledge and the development of intellectual skills. Cognitive domain includes the recall or recognition of specific facts. The cognitive domain involves the development of our mental skills and the acquisition of knowledge. तो ये हमारे पास कॉग्निटिव डोमेन की चंद हमारी ओपिनियंस थी जो हम बता रहे थे कि कॉग्निटिव डोमेन क्या है. बट कॉग्निटिव डोमेन कहाँ से आया, इसके लिए हमें थोड़ा सा बैकग्राउंड पर देखना पड़ेगा कि इन 1956 a committee of educators chaired by Benjamin Bloom established Bloom taxonomy. Do you know? Anybody knows about the Bloom taxonomy? Okay. Bloom taxonomy. Bloom taxonomy. Benjamin Bloom established Bloom taxonomy, created Bloom taxonomy in 1956 with the collaboration of educational psychologists and chaired by Benjamin Bloom. They ordered to promote higher forms of thinking in education, such as analyzing and evaluating concept, process, procedures and principles rather than just remembering facts, rote learning. It is most often used when designing educational trainings and learning process. Now, Bloom taxonomy divides the learning objectives in 3 different domains. Those are cognitive domain, affective domain and psychomotor domain. These 3 domains established by Benjamin Bloom in a committee in which educators was also participated with him. So these are main learning domains. Number 1 cognitive, number 2 affective, number 3 psychomotor. Today we will discuss about the cognitive domain. As earlier I have said that cognitive domain includes recall or recognition of specific facts, intellectual skills or development of our mental skills and the acquisition of knowledge. It's all about mental skills, intellectual skills, mental development. So cognitive domain. In cognitive domain, all questions and activities lead toward students gaining comprehension. The levels in the cognitive domain move from basic demand to more complex demand. These levels from simple to more complex. That means first level is more simple. Next will be much more difficult than previous, and next another upcoming level will be more difficult than previous two. So gradually we will go from low level order to higher level order skills. These levels are number 1 knowledge, number 2 comprehension, number 3 application, number 4 analyze, number 5 evaluating, and number 6 creative. Most traditional classrooms focus most on the cognitive domain, especially starting to remembering and understanding. Now, classification. When we classify the each degree, that we know that what the each level says. First level, knowledge. Knowledge says retrieve relevant knowledge from long-term memory or short-term memory, means recall the memory. It's based on content. Number two, comprehension. It means understanding. Understanding is being able to restate the information in your own words. It allows to construct meaning and explain what is happening. In level of learning is hard level than level 1. यहाँ स्टूडेंट को वो जो नॉलेज उसने रिकॉल की, जो कंटेंट टॉपिक के बारे में उसने अपने सामने रखा, जो कंटेंट उसके सामने आ गया, नॉलेज आ गई, इंफॉर्मेशन आ गई, अब उसको कॉम्प्रिहेंशन लेवल पर उसको अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि इसकी मीनिंग क्या है, इसकी डेफिनेशन क्या है, ये असल में है क्या और हो क्या रहा है. जब इन दोनों पर कमांड हासिल हो जाए तो फिर हम पहुंचते हैं तीसरी लेवल पर, और वो है एप्लीकेशन. अप्लाइंग में अब ये होगा कि स्टूडेंट ने जो अपनी मेमोरी को रिकॉल किया, देन उसको अंडरस्टैंड किया कॉम्प्रिहेंशन लेवल पर, अब इट्स टाइम टू अप्लाई यूजिंग नॉलेज इन न्यू सिचुएशन. तो अप्लाइंग में now it's the stage where you will apply your learning to solve the problem. It means here application of learning to solve the issues in practical situation. That means you will solve the issue in the light of your gained learning which you have learned previous two levels. Application required making connections complete to solve the problems and to check the abstract idea into the practical situation. Carry out or use a procedure in a given situation. This is application. Now we are at level 4. Analyzing, that means break the material down into separate components. It allows illustrate relationship to one another and the overall structure. You would be able to recognize the unstudy the functions rather for reasoning and relevancy. Analyze, it means breaking things down, and here you show your critical thinking. That means you will analyze the situation and analyze the facts. So when you will analyze the facts, you will break down all the components and then critically think. After this level, we are now at the 5th level, and that is evaluating. It means to judge, criticize positively, to assess information using new norms to make decisions and support your views. Here at this learning level, think critically. It is very important because you are evaluating some facts which you have developed. So it's very necessary to think critically. Now we are at the level 6, and this is last level, and it is most high order thinking level, and it is creating. That means you have ability to create new things, new story, new plot, new proposal in the light of you gained your previous knowledge. Wow, very fine. And this ability is an excellent ability. Creating is the highest level. Here at this stage of learning, you have ability to plan and form new structure, theories, design new products, and text, concepts and functions. So dear friends, the cognitive domain involves knowledge and the development of intellectual skills you have learned. So this was the cognitive domain, and I hope you have understand. But what the theory says and what are the cognitive theories? So shortly about few theories of the cognitive domain. What the theory says. First of all, the cognitive learning theory explains why the brain is the most incredible network of information, processing and interpretation in the body as we learn things. This theory, that means cognitive learning theory, can be divided into two specific theories. Number one, the social cognitive theory SCT, and another cognitive behavioral theory CBT. All the cognitive theories grew out of Gestalt psychology. Gestalt psychology? What is it? Gestalt psychology was developed in Germany in the early 1900s by Wolfgang Kohler and was brought to America in the 1920s. यानी 20वीं दहाई 1920 में ये अमेरिका पहुंचे, फिर वहाँ इन्होंने ये पेश की, और ये पेश की थी असल में 1900 में जर्मनी में. In Gestalt theory, psychologist says that instead of obtaining knowledge from what's in front of us, we often learn by making sense of the relationship between what's the new and the old. Because we have a unique perspective of the world, humans have the ability to generate their own learning experience and interpret information, but may or may not be the same for someone else. Other cognitive theories are also, and they are Atkinson Shiffrin memory model and the Battle's working memory model, and also Piaget in 1936 was the first psychologist to make a systematic study of cognitive development for children especially. His contribution include a theory of child cognitive development, detailed observational studies of cognition in children, and a series of simple but ingenious tests to reveal different cognitive abilities. And Piaget's theory, child cognitive development, says there are three basic components. Number one, schemas, that means building blocks to knowledge. Number two, adaptation process, that means that enable the transition from one stage to another, that means equilibrium, assimilation and accommodation. Number three, stage of development, in this sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational and formal operational. So dear friend, this was my presentation about the cognitive domain in the light of theories, and I hope you have learned that what is cognitive domain and what are the levels of cognitive domain. So here I would like to thanks my professor, respectable Dr. Amjad, who assigned me this topic for presentation, and further he said that I must upload this video on YouTube. So I say in Urdu, in my language, that sir आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आपने मुझे इस मौका दिया कि मैं कुछ पेश कर सकूं. Thanks a lot. Thanks friend. Allah Hafiz. Bye.